What up, my freaks? RuinouSinsight here with part lucky number 13 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Belegar Ironhammer campaign. So as we saw last time, Belegar continues to advance southward through the southern World's Edge Mountains, taking Skaven territories, the Sumpit and Spite Peak. In the meantime, Gradnar Copperpot got himself a very nice and quite explosive battle against a fair number of Skaven, their 2 stacks, and does remain quite alive and still quite viable, and within striking distance of Dringo Karaz at that. And though I guess we don't actually know what's in there, could be another stack, and just like we faced off against, we could also go and attack Stunkrich immediately. But the problem is I'm not entirely sure whether we can reach both, because from where we are, this is down to down to 14% movement. We may not want to risk that. That's going to be an interesting question. There is another question, however. Thograt, who is ironically not a rat at all, but an orc, or a goblin actually, has arrived and is probably going to siege Karak Draj, which does not actually have a lot of defenders there. That's kind of a problem as well. In fact, unfortunate as it may be, we may want to move Gradnar Copperpot up here to take these guys out. That might be the best thing that we can do right now. Hard to say. We could also get a lord in here. I don't like any of these lords, though. Yeah, you know what? I don't like any of those lords. I don't want to summon them. We're going to, I guess, move Gradnar. Unfortunate a little bit, because he was going to take Dringo Karaz instead of Balthazar Gelt, but on the other hand, wait, let's keep you moving, let's say, here.
Getting out of here.
On the other hand, maybe we just send Belegar to Dringo Karaz. This leaves Spite Peak open, but we could counter that by moving Fimber to some pit, and then possibly to Spike Peak as well. Spite Peak, rather. And then these two, especially with the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, should be able to hold off a single Skaven stack with the garrison at Sump Pit. It's not much of a garrison, mind you, but against a stack like this, other than the Rattling Guns, they really shouldn't have too much problems, and they can directly charge those, especially if we give them runes of Vanguard deployment. Belegar, I guess this is where you're going. Alright, so let's move you here, Retinue. We're not going to spend money on this. As in, we're not going to spend money to identify this place. And we're going to hit this and see if there's a full stack in there. Alright, we are a little bit damaged on both the miners, and... Oh man, I don't know if this should be auto-resolved or not. We'd probably take decent amounts of damage to you and you. I don't like the fact that you're damaged as well. Is this a miner settlement or a field battle? It is a field battle. We could do this super quick as well. You know what, let's figure this out. Let's do the rest of the admin, and then I will decide by then whether we want to do the auto-resolve or not. Fimber, you're going to move to Sump Pit, as we decided here, and we might as well upgrade Sump Pit as well, while we're here. And... I guess we could have actually moved you... Ooh, I just had an idea. So, you were supposed to replace these miners with blasting charges. In that light, perhaps we're better off using these guys to temporarily bolster your forces. And then have you attack Thograt with these 2 extra heroes. They're not going to add too much, but they'll probably add more to the fight, and then a couple of units of miners with no HP left. And what we could do is build a couple more miners with blasting charges in Fimber's army, because we currently have raised the banners and it's the best time to do so, and then transfer them over eventually, because these explosive units are going to be Fimber's army, and Gradnar is going to be leading probably quite a different force later on. Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty much how we're going to do it. So Brock, Whitebeard, you are going to move in here once we join these units together, like so. And wait, do we need to upgrade anything here? Let's do the goat pastures. A little bit of extra growth, a little bit of extra replenishment. We do need the extra growth, although the expense is still... it's still painful. Huh. We actually get money and casualty replenishment rate out of the granary. 20 versus 30 to 40. Huh, it's actually better to upgrade this. We still get plus 10 growth, but we also get some money out of it. I guess this one builds a turn fast. We can do both if we have enough money remaining, but we are still in this territory, so we can still do it if we have money remaining at the end of the turn. Away you go, and away you go, please. Come on, come on. There you go. The screen would have gone back to him anyway if I had looked elsewhere. Alrighty, Thograd. The question will be whether we need to actually summon a lord or not. I'm hoping that Gradnar can just attack you, but maybe we should summon a Temp Lord? We'll see. We'll also see how much money we have remaining at the end of all this, because new lords are quite expensive. Alaric, let's go next. Let's do it in order here. Alaric, you are good, and Constructor Furrowbrow, and Constructor Morgrimmel. You guys are all probably good. Yes, I actually don't remember where Morgrimmel is. Okay, he's all the way down there. Furrowbrow. Oh, we could upgrade Karak Buftar or Xeraxil here, and we probably do want to wall up Karak Buftar as fast as we can, mostly because it's reasonably likely that the Wood Elves attack us eventually. Or at the very least, Durthu will probably attack us eventually. He don't like us very much. And walls would really help against that. On the other hand, we could continue building stuff up at the eastern border princes, which are actually looking fairly okay right now. Alright, you know what? Let's start this upgrade for now. Karak Buftar. Xeraxil is kind of far from everything, and at least it's in the territories of the border princes. There is a full stack here, but frankly, it's probably going to get killed. There are 1.5 stacks here, and if they attack Verdanos, these guys will just kill them. So I'm not actually so worried about that anymore, which is why we brought you down here. So I guess we can move back to Karak Buftar and keep protecting it, since we don't need to protect this anymore by the looks, so we can always come back down. The other thing that we could do is, since we are switching to Masters of Stone and Steel for next turn, we can start recruiting next turn, rather than this turn. Because obviously we don't get the massive reduction this turn. So we'll go up here, we'll recruit next... Damn it, what is this? Okay, I may have made a terrible mistake. Oh no, that's a full stack. It really depends on what Ikit has in here. I might have just gotten grimly killed. He's also in the frickin' underway stance as well. Well, a pseudo underway. I mean, it's not an interception, but it is still annoying.
For the wisdom.
On the other hand, though, it does give us extra damage defense chance. And we can't recruit, and we can't afford... Oh, we have some Giant Slayers. We can't afford any of this either. Well, I'm concerned. We may have to give him some runes for this. Let's give you also... 6 leadership when fighting against Skaven? Yes. Let's go 6 leadership when fighting against Skaven. Alrighty, also I see all the lords have the bonus oath gold from buildings. Which building gives us oath gold? And how much is it? Okay, so this rune forge gives us 4 per turn. I mean, it's okay. Plus 50%? Okay. How much do the runesmiths give again, just out of curiosity? You are not a runesmith, you Gradnar are. You give us what? Okay, so you give us 200%, so that's a little bit better. This has me greatly concerned. Let's give you some items. And the Hammer of Karak to buff you up. The Scepter of Stone on you, or do we put it on... It really depends on what's in this army. I mean, we do have a half stack. Actually, a little bit more than a half stack, and a lot of range firepower. Like, I wouldn't expect the enemy... Well, they're not going to peace out, so that doesn't matter. I wouldn't expect the enemy to have a crazy amount of artillery right now, but we could always snipe it with the Rangers if we really needed to. I wonder what kind of buildings he has here. It looks to be a tier, I want to say 3 right now? So hopefully nothing crazy. Well, I guess we'll see. I hope I didn't get grimly killed, because we can't really defend this otherwise. Ugh, I should have stayed down here. Well, whatever. Alright, Scepter of Stone, Obsidian Amulet. Could we give you a Glittering Scales? Let's give you a Glittering Scales. Like so, 2 melee attack debuffs. And let's see if you can do without the Scepter of Stone. And why I'd like to give the Scepter of Stone to probably Fimber here, just in case. Although, then again... Who's going to attack Fimber? Well, you know what, if this guy moves away from Gelt, depending on who moves first. He will move this way. Belegar will be too far, and then you're going to need to deal with it. You don't need to deal with anything right here anyway. So yeah, let's do the scepter stuff right now. Alrighty, Choirmaster. You can keep. Do you want an Ogre Blade? You're probably not going to be too much in melee combat. The rest of this is probably irrelevant. Gambler's Armor. Do we put it on you? You know what? I'm much more worried about Ikit, the army against Ikit, and I'm very tempted to put the Scepter of Stone here as well. Oh, we can't. Wait, yes, we can, actually. I don't know. Gambler's Armor. Or the Glittering Scales, or is it better? Nah, I think the Glittering Scales is better. Damn it. Oh, why did I move you here? It would have been so much easier to just defend Karak Buftar. Actually, the defenses here aren't great, but we could have summoned a Lord there. And maybe moved you in as a reinforcement. And next turn we might have had the money for the for various kinds of Slayers. I guess we could cancel stuff, though. Or do we risk it? You know what, I think we risk it. It's still a Skaven stack. We've won against many Skaven stacks. They aren't that powerful in this early game, and a half-dwarf stack is pretty darn good. Well, let's continue what we were doing. I'm feeling too indecisive now. You are about to attack Dringo Karaz, but let's check our diplomacy. And let's see, Wargrove of Woe, you would like a non-aggression pact, but you're fighting potential future allies. Arguelon, you don't like us very much, and you probably will continue not liking us. We're now going to declare war on Karak Ziflin for you. And you don't even really care if we do, so that's not going to help. Western Provinces. Minus 10.2, eh? For a trade agreement. Yeah, that looks like that's not going to happen. Oh, they would be willing to do trade agreement for military access, but I'm not sure we actually want to do that ourselves. That's fine. Telia has a 3.6 likelihood of defensive alliance. Do we want that? Probably not. I think we can safely ignore that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much in the web. Wait a second. Zhufbar, yes. You are willing to confederate. Oh, that's an interesting choice. Do we want to confederate, though? Damn, that's an interesting choice. So, obviously, they're right beside Vlad, so that's a problem. On the other hand, we've also... Well, actually, this is also a problem because this would add additional public orders problem to us. I think it was -8. Was it -5 or -8? It was a lot. On the other hand, in 3 turns, we will have High King's Authority, which we should actually turn off right now because we're about to attack and then possibly level up with some student. How's our public order looking? Well, Karak Azor is actually safe by the looks of it at a +9. We've got Karak Angazar, which is much more problematic. +2 like this. Karak Hearns at +4. It's actually not looking so bad. What we could also do is we could delete, for example, this one Trinket Maker and replace... Oh, this actually doesn't cause us public order problems. I was thinking of replacing it with a Scrat Mine, but we should probably replace it with a Scrat Mine anyway. Frankly, the same thing probably goes for these. 200 per turn is quite useful, though. Dragonhorn Mines, and this is Stone Mine Tower, which is reasonably safe from where it currently sits. You know what? Let's do this. And we'll delete those. We're probably going to keep this one here, mostly for the +5 armor for all units recruited in this province. Although I still don't like that minus control. I guess we technically don't need this here nearly as much as we would need it in Karak 8 Peaks, because we have all these units that we can build out of it. So well, I guess we'll keep the workshops there. Maybe not in Delay of Sorrow, though. But we'll keep it for now because it adds the garrison. Alright, I think that's that. This will be a loss of 300 gold per turn. Maybe we don't do this at the same time. Maybe do this one at a time. You cause public order loss, so let's start with you. Even if you are 200. And alright, let's risk it. We also do get Karak Dromar, which is a special dwarfen location. I don't remember what it gives. Wait, is this Bugman's Brewery? Because if it's Bugman's Brewery, this would be very much worth it. Yes, join Confederation. Screw it, we're doing it. Let's see what we're working with here. And yes, Confederation, good. What do we got at Karak Dromar? Yeah, we got an army here, that's what we got. Karak Dromar has Bugman's Brewery, yes, indeed it is. Alright, so we got Dwarf Beer Resource Production 100 kegs. Quite a lot, and a massive amount of control, which completely counteracts the negative. We also have Upkeep Rangers faction-wide reduced. Ah, damn, recruitment costs for Rangers reduced in this province. Would have been nice if it was faction-wide, but still pretty damn good. And the garrisons here are pretty solid. And they got a refectory here as well, or a drinking hall. Man, yeah, this place has got a lot of public order. Too bad it doesn't have walls, because the all the extra defensive supplies is wasted. We may actually want to get rid of the drinking hall here. The Toolsmaker Workshop, I guess we're going to keep for now. But if Vlad's going to stay here, we're probably going to have to defend this. Now, we need probably walls at Zhufbar. There is a full stack right beside it. We can also walk you over there, but you might need to protect this, which doesn't have walls. We may also want to delete some of these units in favor of better units. Alright, and it is in fact -8. Well, it is nice to get another Confederation, and I do like the fact that we got Bugman's Brewery. Does this allow us to actually recruit Bugman's Rangers immediately? Yes, it does. Ooh, how expensive are they? Where are Bugman's? We got a unit capacity of 3, 810 to recruit 1. Reasonably cheap, but I would like to recruit them with the extra armor when we get a high-level toolmaker's workshop for Belegar's army, so he's gonna have to wait for these, I think. Everybody else can use the regular Rangers for now. Alright, well, I guess with that, we are going to attack. Everything's probably as prepared as it's gonna be. Let's do this thing. Need to clear my mind for a little bit. We're going to fight this manually because this is going to be a quick battle here. A little bit concerned perhaps about that, I was about to say Screaming Skull Catapult. I got Arcana on the mind, but no, that Plague Claw Catapult rather. And the problem is, I guess, that these guys aren't very good at knocking down enemy catapults. Or enemy artillery in general. And they're more meant to do splash damage. But we'll see. Where's that Plague Claw? What's its max range instead? We do outrange it very slightly. Just move forward a little bit. Actually, I feel like your range would increase as you start the battle. Because I think that we get an extra range from the engineer, but I could be wrong. I could be misconstruing that with the Skaven. Anyway, you go forward to identify any hidden enemy units, though we hopefully don't need it. Let's line everybody else up like so. They can't see us until they get close, so it doesn't really matter. There's a wall-like thing here as well. Yeah, you know what? Maybe go here then. Like so, like so. I guess you guys don't have to be at max distance then. Oh. Yeah, they're probably not going to fire at you. They'll probably fire at the hammers. In fact, I'd like to keep the hammers packed. We can move them in afterwards. In fact, the same with you, Angrund miners. And just stay back and try not to die. Alright, Belegar out front. We can have you buffing everybody up. Oh, I guess you're going to be too far to buff these guys up then. Alright, fine. Keep them there. And you can be in the center of this. What's the range on you? Yeah, pretty good. I don't want these guys to be too close because splash hits from the catapults might then hit our rangers. Alright, you guys give me group 2. And I believe that's about it for the setup, other than the other Thane, which is here, and the Runesmith, which is here. Alright, as good as it's getting. Group 2, start, battle, attack. And you are not going to use the ballistics calibration yet, but we will shortly. The Zhufbar 42 pounders. As soon as these guys stop, you're going to fire on them. Alright, let's see how these hits manage to make it in. Probably not going to do too much damage. Are you going to stop yet? No? Wait for it. Are they really going to try to go for the hammers back there? I wouldn't be surprised, and it's probably what they should do if they want to damage our army, but still, quite annoying. Really, not stopping yet. Alright, are the rest of our units firing? No, they are not. They are trying to target the hammers, I frickin' knew it. I knew it, eh? Okay, now they're firing, perfect, and fire on them. Back away hammers, try not to take too much damage. Zhufbar 42 pounders doing something. Alright, if we could just cause that unit to rout. Oh, please don't tell me that's gonna land. Okay, well, it landed, but it didn't actually do much. You buff everybody up with that ballistics calibration, and then let's have the range units eat those melee units alive. The plague claws are out, which means you guys can now fire at more important targets. Fire on the storm vermin, for example. Alrighty, and hammerers, you are no longer under threat. You need to move in, and you need to do it quickly. Alright, you back off, and they have spell work. But probably not much of it. Alright, get ready to countercharge. Maybe pop that Mighty Oath Stone when everybody gets in range. And you guys need to move here. You guys need to move here. And I think you all need to switch targets. Ekron Miners go. There's a Gutter Runner Slingers there as well. Alright, Belegar, pop that Mighty Oath Stone. Alright, we're looking good. Let's set a few of our Lord, or of our Rangers rather, to attack the Warlord. We'll get a proper cinematic battle after this, I'm sure. It just doesn't seem necessary to do this one when it's super easy. Ring of Wrath and Ruin right there. And... okay, you guys need to help the hammerers out. You guys. Okay, you know what? Catapults. You're never gonna catch those gutter runners. Unless they want to fight in melee. Wait, do they? Maybe they do. Alright, well, if they want to fight in melee, more power to them. Let's move in and help them out. You guys fire on those clan rats. Oh! There's a bunch of frickin' gutter runner slingers on the set. It's adorable. I'm gonna help you, but it's adorable. Alright, Belegar, pop that potion just before the battle ends. And we're nearly done here. What do you guys need to target? Hopefully you don't lose any units like this. Target those units that are running but have not yet broken. And are we ready to speed this up to max? Should be. Alright, you know what? One more Zhufbar cannon. Speed it up. And battle's done. Nice. Alright, hopefully we avoided losses there. Our catapults got a little bit hurt, but I don't think any models died, so it shouldn't be problematic. Mostly I just wanted to avoid auto-resolve damage, and one guy died again. Of course. Of course. And one of the main reasons I think that we need to preserve units here is because we're completely surrounded by Skaven stacks, so if we get hit by like 5 stacks at once, it may even test Belegar's army, depending on what's in those stacks, A, and B, because no doubt we'll run out of ammunition in that situation. Alright, let's hope for a student or an item for this, though it's attacking a garrison. But you never know. Alright, barely any cash. Damn, I was hoping for a lot more. We're not gonna sack it, but... Ratcatcher, damn. No student, nothing good. Okie dokie, well, we're taking back High King's authority, really need that control. What do we got in terms of level ups? We probably do want to apply the levels right now, because, once again, we may get attacked. Let's get, I guess, the Oaths of Reclamation. Lord Recruit rank, Lord's Army, and experience gain for units. You know, that will be useful. Well, actually, we still have a decent amount of Rangers that aren't rank 7 yet. Though we also aren't powering them up by rank 7 either. And I guess we do have to pick what we want to get out of these. The thing here is, do we want to upgrade Thunderer for the very... Huh, I find it funny that Thunderer doesn't actually upgrade Thunderers. Or does it? Grudge Thrower, Cannon, Organ Gun. I guess it'll be Tactician, yeah, okay. So yeah, obviously we will have probably at least a couple of artillery pieces in here. Now the question is, will we have anything else? If we get Grimnir's Heirs, they would benefit Hammerers, and we might get a couple Hammerers units, or we might have the Companions of the Hall be traded to another army, depending. 2 Hammerer units wouldn't be so bad, but it feels like it's probably a waste of this. Also, +6 melee attack and +12 weapon strength seems like a rather inferior upgrade. Whereas ammunition, yeah, you know what? I think we got to go Thunderer for the artillery pieces. No flame cannons, I guess. Huh, flame cannon is part of Dwarf Engineer, Iron Drake, and flame cannons. Fair enough. Alternatively, we could just screw that and You can go for Oaths of Reclamation and gather the old clans. Honestly, this buff doesn't seem that strong, and I'm not entirely sure how many points we'll have remaining. Oaths of Reclamation seems okay, though. I like the unit mass increase. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for Oaths of Reclamation right now, and then we'll go through Thunderer after. And the rest of you, once again, just in case we get attacked. Hard to hit, we are the elite not maxed out, but we need to start getting it, because we do start getting elite units now. We have Strike the Runes on you. We also have... Relentless Speed, Damping, the Rune of Slowness, we don't use that much. We do use Rune of Oath and Steel and Rune of Speed quite a lot. And these can both be at tier 1 right now, I think. Oh, this also increases mass, the Rune of Negation, eh? You know what, I kind of like that as well, but Rune of Oath and Steel is much more spammed, so we'll go with that. And then Master Engineer, we have Ballistics Calibration, we have the Zhufbar 42 Pounders, and ignoring we are the elite for now, I guess we're going for Requisition. And then Sapper. Yes. Lastly, Thane. In preparation for the possible attack, let's go for... I guess we could get hard to hit as well. I mean, well, no, let's get we are the elite as well. Alrighty, there we go. Belegar will hopefully be ready. We'll see if he gets attacked. Anybody else need to do anything? We do have some money remaining. I really did want to build that wall up at Zhufbar. You know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll summon Khazador Dragonslayer at Zhufbar. He has Blood of Gazul, so he does have the bonuses for fighting vampire counts, if nothing else. It'll be another expense, but just in case, this will help us defend. And we'll upgrade this next turn. And then we will take a chance and hope that Thograt doesn't take out Karak Draj in one round before Gradnar Copperpot attacks him, but it doesn't look like it. Actually, speaking of Gradnar, do you have Root Marcher? Yes. We want cooldown on Rune of Wrath or Rune of Oath and Steel. We already have Rune of Oath and Steel, this is just the first point in it. Well, we have the basic version. Cooldown 120 versus cooldown... Oh, but this is overcast for cooldown 190. No, you know what? I still gotta go with Rune of Oath and Steel. It's too damn good. Or not Oath and Steel, or Wrath and Ruin. Alrighty, well with that, with no money remaining and with nothing to spend it on, I guess we end the turn. And we see if we survive. As prepared as we were likely to be. I was still thinking about getting those miners on you as well, but I don't know. Maybe right now we want to save the cash. Alright, screw it. End turn. I hope I didn't forget anything. And hopefully this Confederation doesn't screw us too hard. Nice, not a bad way. Underway interception by Fimber Ironhammer. Okay, it's just a pile of Skaven saves. This should be auto-resolvable. Alright, we'll fight this. I'm gonna fight this at max speed as well. I don't see these guys winning this. Wasn't expecting interception. I was actually expecting not this army at all. This is another army. I was expecting that army that attacked Gradnar Copperpot with that one unit of rattling guns to attack this. Or at least move near it. But I'll take it. Alright, you two, start battle. Go. Max speed. Will they move towards us? Yes, indeed they will, which means we're gonna go right here. And we're gonna use this. I do have to wonder whether the Skaven saves can shoot through it. Wait, will they actually move towards us or no? Ah, it looks like they won't. They're just reacting to us. I wonder if we can back off. Is there any other nearby place where we can draw them to? I kind of regret not giving these guys some runes, but let's just go straight for that Warlock Master. You guys should also probably walk so that you don't get tired by the time you're there. Alright, well, you have the Assault of Stone, or the Scepter of Stone, and then we also have the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. That's a lot of splash damage. And with these under... Look at them reacting to us. This is actually kind of working out swell for us, and go regular speed for... Ah, okay, Winded. Now, you know what? Let's just stay there. For a bit, they're active. We want to wait until they're fresh again. Yes, okay, lovely. Alright, and then slowly walk this way. And as soon as the enemy charges you... Okay, move past them. Ah, they're gonna be in our way. I was hoping to go for the enemy lord, but this is not gonna work. Alright, well, And we're gonna wait a few seconds. We're gonna pop that Patriarch buff immediately. And then we're gonna pop our first rune. Wait, no, there's another unit coming in. Alright, fine. Yeah, and this is why I'm not so worried about the Skaven stacks. The AI is currently using far too many clan rats and Skaven slaves, and without a few ringer units, they're just not going to be able to pull anything off. Alright, now, Rune of Wrath and Ruin, please. Ooh, hello. Wait for him to get closer. We'll overcast this to destroy everything near us and then attack him. Like so. Skipped one, but oh well. And just want to slow it down to look at that. Oh, look at that explosion. My computer lagged so hard from that. Go for the Lord, both of you. He's trying to run away, I think. Okay, speed it back up to normal speed. I really wanted to see that explosion. No, we don't even need the Scepter of Stone here, do we? Another Rune of Wrath and Ruin, and they're basically dead. I guess they will still have their Skaven slave slingers, but that entire blob of units just shattered. Oh man. Go after the Warlock Master, please. Too bad we don't have Patriarch again, but these two together should be able to take out that Warlock Master. Thane, I hope you don't let your Lord get killed here, though. He's actually taking damage now. You know what? I think I'm gonna pop this. Right there. And this is indeed Assault of Stone by the looks of it, which once again does make sense in the underway. Oh, actually. No, yeah, that is Assault of Stone. For a second I thought it was Piercing Bolts, but nope. And that probably did a decent amount of damage as well. You keep moving away. The enemy is broken, but not shattered. Let's have a Thane run after him. You be careful. Chase these guys up. We're probably tired here as well. Don't take too much damage from that. We need to seek him off. Actually, you can directly charge the Skaven Slave Slingers. They can't hurt you. You know what? I think we can speed up the rest of this. This might be kind of silly. Yeah, chase them around. Until they're done. There we go. He's back. Get him, Thane. Yeah, I'd rather have the Thane fighting him than this guy. Whoa, he's hurting the Thane now. A few more hits will see him off, though. Assuming the Thane doesn't rout, of course. How are the Skaven Slave Slingers? Not sure what they're doing. And okay, you killed this guy now. This guy's gonna run off. And hey. Wait. Wait for these guys to stop. Nope. I was hoping they would stop, stay still, and allow us to do this, but okay, we'll just do that then. And then, ooh, run after them. And Assault of Stone, please. There we go, that one unit, and there we are, good. What a silly battle. But this wasn't, well, this wasn't really on the cards so much. Wow, damn, 1.7k kills. So much as the battle against Ikit. And I do expect Ikit will have a better stack than this stack. And now I'm wondering where the heck that other stack went. The stack that had the rattling guns. We wouldn't have even bothered fighting them in an underway interception if it was the rattling gun stack, because they would have obviously killed these guys. I expected them to attack the actual settlement. You are gonna grab Drink to Victory. Huh. Maybe they got destroyed by Gelt? I don't see them. Ungrim Iron Fist. Well, if it isn't... Oh! Getting Zhufbar probably got a lot of other factions unlocked, eh? Interesting. We're not going to do trade agreement with you as yet. We may later. Let's take the money for the non-aggression and military access, because we need money. But since we're getting a bunch of beer kegs out of Bugman's brewery, there's a very decent chance that we may be able to get some better trade agreements going. Specifically with Cathay is what I'm thinking of.
Only true vengeance will make
Telig Van Kruger. Call your allies to help, sure. I mean, fighting more vamps, it was always gonna happen. Alright, what are we dealing... Oh, an Undercity in Karak Eight Peaks. It's gonna cost us money to burn them out. And I genuinely don't know where that stack went. It must have died. Oh, Gelt is moving southward, towards Misty Mountain. I'm not sure he can take that, though. Mechanigear, you weren't the stack. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that it died. The Thieving Vermin Grudge, raid any region belonging to the following race, Skaven. I really don't like that grudge. I really strongly don't like the raid grudge, because it essentially wastes a turn most of the time. Oh, good job, Fimber. Oh, damn, there's another army here. And it's Skarsnik's army as well, and Skarsnik's quite a toughie. Okay, well, it's going to be Gradnar again. Well, we have no choice but to fight it. What the heck happened with Ikit? He moved past Grimly? Why did you move past Grimly? Wait, I want to see something. After diplomacy.
What? It is
Brakadrin's ready for that trade agreement. Western provinces are ready for a military access agreement. Defensive alliance, military alliance. 9.8 with Paragon. How much money would they give us for this? 2k, it's not so bad. Somewhat tempting.
Yes?
But the Western provinces are the most tempting. Let's do that, and they're nearly ready for a trade agreement as well. If we join war against the Dissenter Lords... Oh wow, we're actually close to a defensive alliance with them. Or we could just straight up do the trade agreement. Although, we could also save that and do this later. Just do the military access for now. How much money would they give us for this? Decent amounts. But in a few turns they'd probably do this without us joining the war. On the other hand, joining the war would probably make us friendlier with them. You know what, just do it. Just do it like this, screw it. It's fine. Together with the trade. Also, out of curiosity, Talzin, how do you feel about us now? Maybe not the trade agreement. You don't like us very much. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh well. And let's see, Confederation penalty with Karakadrin. Yeah, okay, well, we expected that one. We're getting at least some money. The public order is probably horrific right now. But we only have this for 4 more turns. And in 2 turns, some of it will be counteracted. Looks like you did manage to take Verdanos, but now you have 2 nearly full stacks nearby. Yeah, I still don't see Zarek still being threatened by this. Well, let's attack Ikit. Let's see what he's got. It's just a bunch of clan rats, or it's barely any clan rats. It's all Skaven subs. They have no chance against us. We don't even need to fight this. Gradnar has a much tougher fight against Skarsnik. Oh, this kills one of the Dwarf Warriors. I guess, do we actually need the Dwarf Warriors in here, though? Do we want to waste our time manually fighting this? Rather than fighting Skarsnik. He's also winded. This will at least save us some money, and frankly, we're probably better off replacing them with regular Dwarf Warriors and more Rangers. Just thought it was up. Pop goes the Ikit. And a free potion of toughness, I guess, and we are going to take the Oath Gold for this one. 51's pretty good. Sorry to the Dwarf Warriors, but, well, we didn't really need them anyway. Let's put you into encamp stance immediately, start moving down. We have Masters of Stone and Steel now, which means we have access to extremely cheap Rangers. That's great. Alright, you know what, let's get 1 unit of Miners and just max out on Rangers. And we're gonna march on Skaven Blight. And granted, this is going to cost us like an extra 1,000 gold per turn, but if we can take Skaven Blight for our trouble, it would be amazing. Also, before I forget, we should probably upgrade you, but you know what, let's see how much money we have remaining after we're done with this. Also, we need to cancel this, because we're about to level up potentially. And do we want to give you guys some points? You can get your Rune of Speed just for this battle. And we could get you Blade Master, I guess. Alrighty, and you know what? We're gonna give you Scepter of Stone now. Like so. And do we want to give you any of the other runes? I mean, granted, we can't see what's in this army. We could trade you back the Glittering Scales that we just put on Grimly, because he won't need it right now. Old Guard's Tankard, Ogre Blade. Yeah, take the Hammer of Draj as well. Karak Draj. Talisman, Glittering Scales is good. We have the Rune of Burning, we have a Razor Standard, so we have some decent ancillaries. Do we need the Stroller's Rune on anybody? I doubt it. Choirmaster Cooper, Dwarf Bride. Oh damn, I forgot to put the Dwarf Bride on the, on you. I'm just gonna do that right now. There you go. Increase the money generated by these places. We're at 5k now. How much is this province generating? 8.5k. It's really not too bad. We're still gonna build walls here, and regardless of the cost, though, because all of this concerns me greatly. And we should probably still consider building walls there as well. Anyway, I guess it's time to attack Skarsnik, isn't it? Unless we want to give this guy some runes. We could, we get 523 oath gold. There may be other runes that we may want to put in somewhere. Ancestor rune is unbreakable. For how long? 25 seconds if hit points less than 25% HP, yeah? Well, you know, the rune lords are a little bit vulnerable to stuff, so there's that potential. We've got the Master Rune of Valea as well, which is perfect vigor. Though the lords probably aren't going to be fighting as much. We got Fear for the assigned units. We've got Rune of Battle. Bonus versus infantry and attack. Could be a decent power-up. Also, do you have artillery? You have both types of artillery. Oh, right, I wanted to test one of the other runes out. Just to compare. Okay, this is also another test. Alrighty. This I like. So either we get the Master Rune of Immolation, which gives a 20% missile strength increase. We could get the missile damage and penetration. Now the question is, how much missile damage is it? Penetration doesn't help with the grudge throwers. Enables bonus versus large, doesn't help the grudge throwers either. You know what, let's try the Master Rune of Immolation. And let's put it on you. I want to try it on the other grudge thrower. And then I think we'll get the Master Rune of Valea as well. For the perfect vigor. It doesn't necessarily have to stay on you, but I think it's worth our time right now. And I think we'll go without the Rune of Spite. As nice as it is. Let's see if we can do without, shall we? Alrighty, ancillaries. Master Rune of Valea and Immolation. Like so. And I guess we have no character runes for you. We'll get some more later, I'm sure. But I kind of am getting tired of just swapping them around constantly, so let's do this, shall we?
For the king!
For the king indeed. Will Skarsnik stay? What? Oh, he has a frickin' Arachnarok. Okay, that's a lot more problematic. The rest of his army is kind of meh, though we can't see the nasty Skulkers or the Night Goblins because they're all in stock. Oh, this is actually quite a good army against us. Both the Arachnarok and the piles of Night Goblins. Huh. How are we going to identify them? I a little bit regret not getting the Stroller's Rune. If we could have deployed one unit forward, we could have identified the enemy. May have to sacrifice these Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. Well, that's the name of the game. Alrighty, Eraser Standard, you're gonna go on the healthiest unit of miners. To power them up. Master Rune of Valea can go on anyone. I think if anyone, it's probably gonna have to go on the Thane. Because he's probably gonna be fighting the longest. Alrighty, and then unlike the previous battles, which were kind of too easy, we're gonna do this one cinematically, because this one looks like it'll be a good fight and very dangerous for us at that. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see if Gradnar Copperpot can survive yet another difficult battle. As well, we're going to need him. We're going to need every army that we have right now because we are in such dire straits. And honestly, I'm a little bit regretting that Confederation because I'm not sure whether this was the right time. But hey, we're just going to have to overcome it now. If we lose ground, well then, we lose ground. There's also the fact that we're constantly getting enemy forces near us, and I'm 90% sure that the Wood Elves as well as the Exiles of Khorne are going to declare war on us, sooner rather than later. They both dislike us, they're both right beside us, and even as Clan Mors dwindles, I'm almost sure we're going to have to fight the Exiles, and maybe the same thing for the Wood Elves and Scryer if our plan to march on Skavenblight actually works out with Grimly Quarrelseeker there. Anyway, I digress in the middle of this battle. Let's de-stress with a regular old-fashioned rat... Wait, no, not rat killing. That would be nice. We'll have to wait until Scryer for that, but a regular old-fashioned Gobbo killing, because there are mostly, if not all, Gobbos in Skarsnik's army. Now, One thing to point out, though we can see all of these night goblins and archers and nasty skulkers and whatnot, I couldn't actually see them during this battle. The artillery is only firing at the night goblin squig hoppers. Those are the only things that are visible together with, I think, the snotling pump wagon. Nope, snotling pump wagons are in stock as well. So really it's just it's just these guys, and they have tricksy traps on them, so I guess they stopped being seen a little while ago. This is why the plan, and the plan was sacrifice these poor dwarf warriors with great weapons in order to spot the enemy army a little bit earlier, to allow all of our range to focus down that Ragnarok, which is going to be such a frickin' issue here. But we'll see if it works out. Alrighty, great weapons. You have sighted some orcs, you have sighted, or gobos, you have sighted the Ragnarok, and now just try to run and survive if you're capable of doing so. And the rest of the enemies are going to move towards our main line. We've also spread out our our miners with blasting charges as our second line. Just to mention this a little bit, with our dwarf warriors interspersed with regular miners as our front line. We just need them to hold long enough for the blasting charges to have been used up, and then we will move the rest of our forces in. We've also left a gap in the front, obviously, between both lines for our thunderers to fire through, and they are obviously going to focus down the Ragnarok together with all of the quarrelers, though we could really use an extra couple of units of range. I mean, just remembering the battle with Belegar when he had to face off against the Ragnarok and how that thing melted after a couple volleys. That would have been lovely here. Unfortunately, it does make it through that gap in our front line and goes directly for the Thunderers. Fortunately, however, it is not going to be quite enough, and with the Rune Lord moving in and the fact that it has 600 HP, the ranged units should just barely be able to bring it down before it does too much damage to the Thunderers. Alright, whack away at it, Rune Lord. There we go. Down goes the big boy. And we gotta get back to the rest of the fight. There's still plenty to do here. Our miners are holding on, but we are starting to now run out of blasting charges. Fortunately, the gobos aren't nearly as threatening. Well, the nasty skulkers are actually pretty darn threatening. But I'd rather face off against piles of gobos than savage orcs or something like that. Or biggins or anything like that. Alrighty, bounce power still in the enemy's favor, however, and our front line is starting to be in trouble. This unit of Dwarf Warriors is pretty much done, this unit of Miners is pretty much done, and this unit of Dwarf Warriors is actually still pretty okay. And the enemy is going to move its Snotling Pump Wagons in, probably to take advantage of the break in our lines, and we are also trying to fight this enemy Goblin Big Boss with our own Rune Lord, but also with our range units, hopefully gunning him down, because Rune Lords are not very good in combat. Alrighty, I think this is pretty much the last of the blasting charges we have remaining. Gonna hit to these gobos in the side and doing very decent damage there. Our Rune Lord continues to fight, but while the enemy Big Boss, or Goblin War Boss, or whatever this is, Big Boss, does take damage from the Thunderers. And we do have some Dwarf Warriors moving in to help, but it still allows us to get some shots in. Come on, one more volley. Oh, and it looks like he's going to rout. Perfect. And there we go, an assault of stone coming down in the middle of some enemy archers, those that are still firing. And there are still a fair few as well. And these two Night Goblin archers still firing, and unfortunately this is not the kind of battle, by the looks of it, where we get a lot of mileage out of our grudge throwers. Certainly they've done some damage, 94 and 153 on the explosive one, I bet. But it's a lot worse than what we've had before. The enemy just isn't blobbing up, and I just wanted to take a look at... I wonder if we could have actually deployed here. The enemy did go straight towards us rather than waiting, so we might not have been able to reach there in time. Oh well. Alrighty, the Thunderers turn around and gun down that Big Boss, so at least he won't be coming back after this battle is over. If we do manage to win, we will also have to look into whether we are actually capable of fighting this army. Another problem is we're taking a lot of damage already, and the siege of Karak Eight Peaks is still ongoing. We might not be viable enough to relieve the defenders and fight them in the field. We shall see. Alrighty, some of those Night Goblin fanatics, those spinning loons spinning away and damaging our miners here. But now it's just smaller skirmishes as the remnants of this battle. The units on both sides are very much down to the dregs. We've got miners running away and coming back, and the enemy doing the exact same thing. The balance of power, however, has shifted very slightly in our favor, and as long as we can hold on a little bit longer, I think our ranged units will clinch this for us. Mostly because the enemy is running out of range, and our range is superior. So if the miners and dwarf warriors can hold just that little extra bit. Alrighty, Black Orc Big Boss also fighting in the center here, probably doing very decently. I tried to actually target the Thunderers at him, but it seems like only some of them can shoot over the heads of the other dwarves, which is a little bit surprising. And not to worry though, it does seem that they can target Skarsnik, which is kind of weird considering he's much less tall than the Lord is. Than the big bosses, rather. But hey, I'll take it. Another assault of stone about to come down here, I believe. Will these guys try to escape from it? Maybe they will, but all they'll do is march forward, and they'll still get clipped by that, all while under fire from our quarrelers. Damn, this is a very close one, but the balance of power continues to shift our way until the enemy decides to chain route. Ooh. Look at all the damage. Damn, Gradnar. If only you could have recovered your army to full at some point before attacking, and that just gave me an idea. Well, probably not for this episode because we won't have time. But now that I think about it, I do believe doing the quest battle for the Shield of Defiance will give us a casualty replenishment rate increase. Down goes Skarsnik to the Thunderers, but it may be worth it to do that just to get the extra replenishment. Depending on whether this army will remain in a territory that is either ours or a friendly territory where we can actually heal. Alrighty, well, that's part of a plan. We're fighting on a few too many fronts right now, but our empire is currently very much spread out. Too bad we haven't been able to confederate Barak-Var over Zhufbar, mostly because Barak-Var is fairly rich and it's also in the middle of a bunch of our territories. Actually, not such a good thing because we're kind of protecting them, even though we don't necessarily want to be. But oh well. Obviously, we can't chase the orcs down or the gobos down, the greenskins down. It is a Pyrrhic victory, and we took enough damage to make that a fact. But at the end of the day, Skarsnik's down, the Arachnarok's down, and the enemy army should be pretty badly beat up. At least a second army will not join the siege of Karak Eight. Alrighty, well, we had to sacrifice the dwarf warriors with great weapons, but that's the name of the game this episode, I suppose, as that both units have now been sacrificed. We did get a 2,500 money reward for that. We managed to kill the Arachnarok as well as Skarsnik and the Goblin Big Boss, though sadly not the Black Orc Big Boss. That said, there is still a decent amount of units remaining here, so once they get replaced with the Lord, they could still very much be a threat. Can we chase after them? Are we viable enough to do so? I guess we're about to find out. Execute and loot. And are they still in range? It looks like they're just in range, but most likely we are going to have to manually fight this, as the game probably won't let us auto-resolve this, and I'm not entirely sure whether it would be a good idea to do so anyway. So sad for the dwarf warriors with great weapons, but also there's another problem. We were originally going to have Gradnar Copperpot relieve Karak Eight, wherein Thograd is about to attack us, and it looks like that's not going to happen. At least it's not going to happen this turn. All we can do is hope he doesn't immediately attack upon the end turn, because if he does, we're going to have to try to defend this with the extremely minimal garrison that it currently has. It would be unfortunate to lose it. We are stretched a little bit thin right now, so we are suffering for it, as our borders have a lot of enemies on them, though hopefully once Clan Morse is destroyed, if we don't immediately get get into a fight with the Exiles of Khorne, and we will be able to move northward towards the Crooked Moon. Also, if we build out an army for Gradnar or for Fimber, like a proper army, not just one cobbled together, and they would be a lot safer in moving up there without Belegar's intervention. Anyway, very interesting episode. Losses aside, we should be able to get a full stack with Grimly next turn, or close enough to next turn, and we will be marching upon Skaven Blight, as was the idea. Otherwise, let's just try to hold the Empire together while we have that negative Confederation debuff. I just can't resist the Confederation, even if it is the... even if it does screw us a little bit. As long as we survive through these hard times, we will come out of it stronger, and we do have a very solid amount of money coming in now, so that will help tremendously as well. Anyway, more battles to come. Next time, hopefully, we'll be able to take out Clan Moore, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, and pray for Karak Eight Peaks' survival. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.